welcome to BWB, the book talk show. Today we are exploring the future of children's stories and how digital platform, audiobooks, and even AI are transforming the way kids read now. So stories are no longer just on paper; they have become interactive, personalized, and even through voice command we can generate stories and listen. So the whole world is changing. It is becoming more fun, more interactive, and it is more personalized for every child. So the future looks bright and quite interesting. So let's see what is in for future of storytelling in our little readers world. So I will start with Dr. Geeta to bring in some more insights of how the world looks like. Dr. Geeta, over to you.
Hi everyone. I'm excited to share my take on the future of children's stories being transformed by digital platforms, audiobooks, and AI, and how it is changing the way the kids read. So let me become a kid myself and take you forward in time with me to picture what reading feels like in the year 2050. Imagine you are a kid who loves stories. Reading still feels familiar, yet the experience has shifted in amazing ways. Instead of reaching for a tablet or flipping through shelves, you use a small ring of light that sits on your desk. Kids call it a halo. It is your reading portal. You simply tell the halo what you want. Maybe you say, I want something brave, something funny, or a specific story. The halo opens the book in mid-air right above your desk in a warm glow that makes reading easy and fun. It's your personal reading hub. Each kid has its own. It knows your voice, your habits, and sorts your stories into neat groups like adventures, quiet bedtime tales, space fictions, etc. It runs on advanced AI but feels human because it understands what you might want. Once you choose a book, the Halo asks you if you want pure reading or guided reading. So pure reading is simple, floating text. Guided reading is both word immersive combo mode or a full immersive mode, which beams the story into the air around you. Imagine it absorbs you, and if your eyes slow down, the words appear bigger. If you hold your breath, the scene tones down until you relax. I loved reading the story about a kid who built a cloud engine which made the cloud float faster and take on different shapes and textures. How cool is that, right? The words floated in the air as Halo read the first line in a warm voice. And of course, I continued on my own. I heard soft sounds as the boy worked on the engine, and the breeze that climbed the hill, the clink of tools in the workshop, and the breath of the boy as he concentrated. Really cool, right? Yes, I can mute it for make it stronger, but the control is always with mine. I got stuck on a tricky idea, and the halo noticed my pause. A tiny symbol appeared. When I tapped on it, I got a simple explanation that helped me understand without breaking my pace. Kids call this as the pivots, which are just, aids to help us to read. Some chapters had small floating models, not full animations, beside the text. I flipped it with my finger and saw it from all angles without pulling away from the words. It is a word animation seamless combo. I next chose the full emotion mode. The whole room responded to the story. The ceiling became the cloud engine in the making hovered in the air as the boy worked on it. The strong breeze whipped through the room, pulling the window curtains aside, and I was almost floating from the strong current. My God, it was such a wonderful feeling. I know many kids prefer a more peaceful mode. The Halo adjusts the features we want, it doesn't push it through. The halo shaped the lighting to help me focus on the story. It suggested a stretch or a break after 20 minutes. And it held my place and the tone I preferred when I returned. After I was done reading, it gave me a badge in animated tones to encourage me. How cool! Then a few suggestions for books I might enjoy next. When I closed the halo, the words faded like mist and my room settled into silence again. Wow, I love my journey of reading in the future. This is definitely not a world where tech takes over storytelling, but a world where you and I are part of the story, where imagination leads and where the digital illuminates the magic for us. So, Siddharth and the viewers, what is your take on this aspect of digital platforms reshaping how kids read and experience stories? Can you share?
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Dr. Geeta. It's such a childlike imagination you gave here, and I love that the three modes we have, and I could completely imagine myself in those one of those modes, and the last one was the best one for me. I loved it. Um, I when I look at this particular topic, I feel, reading the Time Machine from H.G. Wells. I think he has written like 100 years back, more than 100 years back. But even now, it uh, you know gives me curious questions, because Time Machine has been very close to me always. If let's say we have someday a time machine, what will happen? So in the future, just 10 years after what you said, 2050, I'm going to 2060, and their kids are already having a time machine kind of thing. So it's a cool, like a dot kind of thing, eco dot kind of a ball, and they say they can actually scroll on it which year they want to go, and actually they can actually go into that year. So that is how advanced we have become. We are living in a time when there are only buildings all around. There is no life, not much of life around, and we have digitalized ourselves. We do everything in the digital world. AI takes care of everything what we want. Robots are walking all around us. So there is no difference really. But then the only thing the kids have now is a time machine. They can actually go back in the past and actually watch what they want to see. Like they want to go to the zoo, they want to go to maybe the period of dinosaurs, or they want to see how the whales dive in this, huge oceans. So whatever they want to do, they can actually do there. And I feel like this is the power kids have been given just to explore the past, and they always have a parental control, that they cannot do this more than 10 minutes. So they go, they watch, observe, they, even feel it, and, they are back in 10 minutes. But this type of storytelling completely changes the way of looking at things. The things which don't exist in that era of 2060, 60, I meant, right? Now that they can actually go back and see it. So that's my way of maybe imagining what will happen in future. Over to you, Shitapa.
Thank you. And this is in one of my books, Tales of Aryan, where I am taking kids to time machine and they are going and learning whatever they want, either back or forward, up to them, and they can explore the world. So it was amazing listening Geeta ji and you with two different concept, and I have one more to add today. Like what I feel the storytelling is now more about, what is in and around us will start reflecting the story we want to see. So it is more like including us. It's not we are observing someone. The hero is the child itself. They can just click a photograph and give to that story begins, and they can just see themselves as a hero doing everything in the wall. And I just felt like, they can uh, just think, I want this story to be like this, and the AI, with the help of AI, they can change the story what is going on. So now if they see something, they have to follow what they are seeing. And what I feel is they can include their imagination and build more on it. So that kind of thing will also come, an interactive storytelling, where the input comes from the child, where they it helps the child to explore their imagination skills and can build the story. And what I see next is like the parent and the child sitting together and doing something to create a story for their family, for them. And then that becomes a family story, and that goes on as a family, and that's how they can retain their family's culture, their family's information, the teaching and everything. The child is growing, the parent can capture that as a story, and that will involve their child along to learn, to grow, and they can then send it to their next gen as this is how I've grown, and you can add on it and build on it, and that's their family story. So that's how I feel things will be more engaging, things will be more experience based, and more fun based interactive conversation, rather than just being the viewer and observer. They will be part of it and building the story with help of AI. And publishing will be very easy because everything will be on cloud, and they can just do it in a click of a button. So over to you, Dr. Sujata, for more insights. Over to you, Sujata, for more insights for your story.
Thank you, Shritapa, Siddharth, and Dr. Geeta. My God, it was Awesome. I just loved the future. And sometimes, while listening to you, I felt I wish I was in that era. So, anyway, I'm also going to just talk about another. You have already touched on it, about interactive storytelling. So I'll just give some more examples about it, something I'll expand that. Because in future, children will not just be reading stories, as you said, they would be in the cloud, but they will also help to create them. And technology would, of course, be a part of it. uh, like there would be stories. We grew up with stories that spoke to us. We were listening to them. But the next generation will grow up with stories, like they will be imagining them. For example, a child can say, can the lion be pink today? In our time, our teachers, and we might have told our children, no, lions are majestic, but they're not pink. But in the future, the story will reply, certainly, here is your pink lion, ready for adventure. It's a lovely way for children to feel that their ideas matter. That would be part of their growth. So now, just I'll give some more small demos. There was a little robo. For example, there's a story of a little robo named Zuzu who wandered into a forest. Now, if you can ask, how do you make them interactive? You can ask, should Zuzu meet a gentle dragon or a wise mango tree who loves giving advice? So they can relate it to their lives also. So now, if the answer is A, that meet a gentle dragon, the story could reply, the dragon looks up sleepily and says, ah, a visitor, come sit. I don't breathe fire before breakfast. See, a dragon is telling that I don't breathe fire. So it could be anything. And if the answer is B, a wise mango tree who loves giving advice, the mango tree will rustle its leaves and say, before we talk, would you like a mango? So they're good for thinking. You see, he's giving advice. Mangoes are good for thinking. There are people, children always meet such people who love giving advice. So this is how stories become interactive, simple choices. Now they grow with the child, like the sentences can also change. That, of course, we do it today also. So that I will not touch upon. And there would be story for every kind of child. We all know that each of us has a different way of learning. We all have our individual learning styles. Now, AI can adjust softly and quietly. For example, if a child seems restless, the story might add a song. If AI could add a song, if the child enjoys the details, the story will expand with a lot of descriptions. So it will make storytelling personal and individualized as per the child. And children become co-authors. That you have already said that whatever they want is dished out to them. So the future of children's stories is not about replacing the old magic. It's about enhancing it. It's just enhancing it, making them more interactive, more responsive, and joyful. So that's what I want to say. Now, let me hand it over to Jasveer. Let's hear her perspective on this. Over to you, Jasveer.
Thank you, Sujata. It's wonderful knowing that the world of stories and storytelling will change drastically. And as we grow older, our children will get a new experience, something that is unique. So, to add to this, having robots, having the cloud, and all these things, I have actually figured out a story which could be told to children in the year 2050. So, the name of the story, this is for all you kids out there. Just imagine if these are the kind of stories you will tell your children, because obviously you'll be parents by then. So, here goes. The name of the story is Quantum Garden. In the year 2050, 10-year-old Maya lived in New Singapore's floating district where buildings danced gently above the clouds. Her grandmother, Dr. Chen, was a quantum botanist who grew impossible plants in her laboratory garden. Maya, come see this, Grandma Chen called excitedly one morning. She held a shimmering seed that seemed to flicker between existing and not existing. What is it, Grandma? A quantum daisy seed. It exists in multiple realities at once. When we plant it, we won't know what color it will bloom into until someone observes it. Maya carefully planted the flickering seed in the special quantum soil. As days passed, the plant grew in the most extraordinary way. Its stem was blue in the morning, silver at noon, and transparent at night. The leaves whispered secrets from parallel universes where dinosaurs still roamed and where the ocean was made of stardust. But one day, the the plant began to fade. It's losing its quantum brilliance, Grandma Chen worried. It needs a child's imagination to stabilize it. Maya closed her eyes and imagined the most beautiful flower possible, one that could grant wishes, heal sadness, and make people laugh. When she opened her eyes, the quantum daisy had bloomed into a magnificent flower that shifted through every color imaginable, each petal containing tiny galaxies swirling with possibility. The flower didn't just exist in their reality anymore, it existed in all realities, spreading joy across infinite dimensions. Maya learned that science and imagination were the most powerful combinations in any universe. So, can you imagine a story like that? A quantum changing flower, and it can change according to the child's imagination. So, these are the kind of stories our children and their children will be able to enjoy in the future. So, now I hand it over to Shritapa to conclude today's session. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasbir, with some nice story to it to add on to the concepts we were bringing in, and that makes the entire conversation so complete. And I am sure by now many of the viewers or listeners today are already imagining how exciting the children's story world will look like. And people out there who make content, this is also for y'all. Go create something so crazy, so beautiful. We have, as an author, we have given our ideas. You can go and implement and let us know, tag us, comment us that we did it and people are enjoying. So with this, I hope you all enjoy these thoughts, these ideas. Tata, bye bye, take care.